Time now to welcome in Jordan Raanan, who covers the Giants for ESPN. Look at you, sharp as always, Jordan. Great to see you, brother. How are you?
Life is good, It's the spring, draft time. Draft time is here. Rumors about Bill Belichick. We got it all going on.
That's it. Let's start there with Belichick. Do you see him coaching again next season, and could you see the Giants being open to this possibility?
Yeah, I don't know if I ever see him coaching again. Look, I remember I took over covering the Giants, and Tom Coughlin at the time was about 69 years old. And at that point, it was like, Tom, are you going to call it quits? Are you going to retire? Are you going to still go? At this point, if you're the Giants and you have a disaster of a season and you have to start over, do you really want to do it with a 73-year-old coach, right? They could be, at the ground floor if they're starting over. So I don't know if I see it happening here. We'll see about Belichick long term. I think the league spoke this past offseason on, what they kind of think of him at this point of his career. And so it's going to have to be the absolute right situation. Probably a situation where, hey, you might just need a Bill Belichick to get over the top. So that makes a lot more sense for the other two teams that were mentioned in the NFC East, the Cowboys or the Eagles, than it would for the New York Giants.
Do you think it presents any sort of distraction for Daboll and company, or not at all?
I do think that there is going to be an undertone of fans. You already heard it this offseason. People saying, hey, they should go after Belichick. They get Belichick. Hey, get him to be the defensive coordinator, even though that was never even a realistic possibility. But there's going to be fans. If things go poorly, they're going to say, they need to get rid of Daboll. They need to get rid of Daboll. They need to bring in Bill Belichick. Now, I don't know if it's going to affect Brian Daboll, but I think the fan base, you'll hear that publicly if things start going poorly again.
All right, Jordan, as Daniel Jones during the offseason is enjoying Zach Bryan concerts, we've seen the Giants do all this work on the quarterbacks that are potentially in this draft class. What do you think the Giants are going to do with that 6th overall pick? Do you think they take a quarterback, and what would that mean for Daniel Jones?
Well, quarterback is clearly on the table. You're not going through all the work, the pre-draft work that the Giants did, if you're not interested at all in taking a quarterback. That's a waste of time. It's a waste of resources. So that's not what's going on here. The thing is, they pick 6th. Maybe they have to move up to 4th to get the quarterback they want, maybe even 3rd, right? If the quarterback that they want is available, I do think that they would be willing to make a move or take him at 6. The big question is that quarterback going to be available? Nobody really knows who it is. There's been a lot of smoke about Drake May being that guy. I think if he's available, that will be very intriguing. I'm talking even at 3 or 4. Jaden Daniels is a guy I think personally that they love, but I don't think he has any chance of getting to them. So does the right guy get to him? Then they would take a quarterback, and it means Daniel Jones will have an opportunity to play this year. The rookie will sit the bench, at least early in the year. And if he plays great, that's a good problem to have. Remember the Kansas City Chiefs, they had Alex Smith. They ended up with Patrick Mahomes. They knew Mahomes was going to be great. Eventually, they got rid of Alex Smith. But otherwise, the Giants have been out with Daniel Jones after the season. Likelihood is it's probably his last year in blue.
Jordan, what are you hearing about the Giants' interest in J.J. McCarthy?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds legit. It sounds like that's a guy that would definitely pick their interest. The question is, are they really willing to move up, and what's that price going to be for a guy like J.J. McCarthy? I believe that if J.J. McCarthy was there when they drafted at 6, that they would take him. Do I think they're going to pay heavily to move up to 4 or 5 to get him? Because the Minnesota Vikings are certainly a team to watch. The Oakland Raiders need a quarterback. They draft early in this draft. So there's a bunch of teams that need quarterbacks and are probably going to be looking at J.J. McCarthy. So I do think the Giants like him. The question is, are they willing to give up additional resources and capital to get J.J. McCarthy? I would be surprised if they did that. But if he's there at 6, it's a possibility, Moose. I wouldn't be shocked.
Next week, the NFL draft. Jordan, you're great. We appreciate the time tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Anytime, man.
You got it. You can find his work on ESPN.com and on Twitter at Jordan Raanan.